Moving on, the politics of GST may take a while to sort out, but it's useful to start determining the impact on industry. Menaka Doshi now brings out a special series that kicks off today, Hello GST.
Starting today and here on every day on CNBC TV 18, we'll examine the impact of GST, its proposed design, on various different sectors. Today, we're shining the spotlight on the textile industry, which has so far, for many decades now, enjoyed an excise exemption.
Let us look at the fibers as a whole. You've got natural fibers like cotton and woolen, where the fibers are not taxed because naturally produced goods. As against that, you've got synthetic fibers and artificial fibers. Now, there is a duty at the petrochemical stage, for example, caprolactam on the manufacture of nylon, PTA in manufacture of polyester, etc. Therefore, that duty is not being available as a credit as of now when the fibers or the yarn or the fabrics are exempt totally. So therefore, it became a cost. Whereas under the GST, that will be available as a credit. And therefore, the input costs will come down. And therefore, the cash flow position for all these companies will become easier. And ultimately, when the finished product is being sold, it will actually should reduce the price because the cost of inputs are going to be less.
Correct.
The only cost will be increasing will be the GST rate that is being charged now or proposed to be charged now. That alone will be the cost and not anything else. In the case of natural fibers, since the natural fibers, namely cotton and woolen, are not taxed because they're naturally produced goods, any duty, any tax going to be imposed now under the GST regime will be an extra cost to the ultimate consumer. Now, we must also realize that Indian textile export is one of the vibrant exports to all over the world. And as of now, all these things became cost, and therefore claiming the drawback or any other exemption became so cumbersome. With the introduction of GST, the export market will open up, product will become cheaper, it will be internationally competitive, and therefore India can actually increase its share of the export market as far as the textiles are concerned.
So, Mr. Lakshmi Kumaran, you've mostly enumerated positives for the textile sector. The fact that what was so far a cost can be set off as an input credit, the fact that, it will give a big boost to textile exports. But what about the negative of the fact that now GST will be imposed, whereas earlier the textile industry was enjoying excise benefits? How do you square the two off and therefore give us a sense of what the net impact will be?
When people were not paying taxes because it is exempt, to bring them on the tax net is always a challenge. But once the GST is now brought in, and once all of us know that the chain of payment of tax can never be broken.
Right.
If that is a principle, then people have to come in line. There will be some hardship for taking registration and paying taxes, etc. But this industry can actually go bigger because they can now go in for major capital investments. Any capital goods being bought for modernization of the plant or expansion of the textile units, etc., the taxes paid on this will be available as a credit again. So therefore, capital cost itself will come down for these industries, and those who want to plan modernization and expansion, this is the right time when GST is introduced. I see the integrated companies should see it as an opportunity to get into the GST. In fact, they should go to the government and ask for the GST because it is going to benefit them tremendously.